Yes guys, welcome to the channel, welcome to the new video. Yes, we are previewing our Fulham game. Yes, the lineups are already out. Sanchez, Gusto, Chalobah and Tozin, and then Cucurella. As usual, Enzo and Caicedo through the middle. And then, yes, we have Joao Pedro as a 10, Pedro Neto as a right winger, as a left winger most likely. And then we have, yes, we have Liam Delap up front, and then Pedro Neto on the left. Exactly the same lineup that started against the West Ham, who we defeated with, was it 5-1? Yeah, Fulham have drawn their first two games. First 1-1 against Brighton, and then last weekend they drew with Manchester United. It ended again 1. Emily Smith Lowe scoring that equalizer. And then of course lots of news surrounding Chelsea, especially when it comes to transfers. Nicholas Jackson as today completed his move to Bayern Munich. Part of the medical will be done in the evening today, and the other will be done tomorrow. Welcome all of you guys. Thank you for the eyes. I'm seeing them. What are your predictions for the Fulham game? Personally, I'm expecting it to be tight. We can edge it at something like 2-1. At Fulham looked really solid against Manchester United, and they were really also a stubborn opponent against us last season. You remember 2-1 defeat in December, and then that Pedro Neto goal for us to revenge on them. And that win really helped us in our push for top 4. It was really crucial. We are starting with Sanchez. Gusto is again starting ahead of Alice James. Today I made a video talking about really our right back situation. It is really that good that you can have Malo Gusto starting ahead of Reece James and you're not worried at all. And then Trevor Chalobah starts with Tozin, and there was no need to risk Acheampong in this. So Bam Live 89. Hi, how are you? What are your predictions here? I was saying we could not risk Acheampong against those guys of Rodrigo Muniz. Even if it's Emily Smith Lowe, they can really bury them. Latinda, hi, how are you doing? Are you a Chelsea fan? How are you expecting the game to go? So we have Chalobah and Tozin, and then Mark Cucurella. I have one issue. Really, Enzo Maresca has given very little minutes to Jalal Ato, especially in the beginning. I think against West Ham, he should have gotten some minutes. You expected that game to be able to do what? Sorry. Then Cucurella is on the left. Usually, as usual, Caicedo is in it, Enzo Fernandez, and then we shall see of Estevao Willian and Joao Pedro, who plays as a 10, most likely Joao Pedro, and then Estevao Willian and Pedro Neto. Again, we see who plays as a left winger, most likely Pedro Neto, and then that means Estevao Willian plays as the right winger, and Joao Pedro is the man to lead the line today. Jamie Gittens got his chance in the first game against Crystal Palace and he wasn't so impressive. So he is back on the bench. And then I was still talking about our transfer news. Um, we won't be seeing so much of Nicholas Jackson, or we might not see anything from him again. Uh, Bayern Munich have already completing a loan move for him, 15 million euros as the loan fee for him. It's a record fee. I remember we paid, I think, much more for Joao Felix. We paid 10 million euros for Joao Felix for just 6 months. That's more than 15 for our season. So for us, we paid 10 for Joao Felix when he came on loan first from Atletico. So that deal also includes a 70 million euros buy option. It's an option, not an obligation. Chelsea wanted an obligation. I think they bet in as the window neared a closure. Kunku left. Then we saw Xavi Simons going to Spurs. I don't think it was an hijack. I think Chelsea kept Xavi Simons as an option, and I think after they agreed a deal for Alejandro Garnacho with Manchester United for £40 million, they must have informed the Xavi Simons camp that no, we are no longer interested in Xavi Simons' service. We are 12 minutes away from the game, and then we went on to sign for Facundo Bonanate from Brighton. It makes that list just endless of the players and the stuff we have acquired from Brighton. Thank you for the like, brother. You can leave a comment. It also helps me to know who you are. Right now, I can't see who is, but I can see the people who have texted or commented. So I was saying the Facundo Bonanate deal was really unexpected. We are also still linked for Femini Lopez. We wait and see how everything rolls out. We still have like a day or two to go. So anything. Some other players could still leave. Tyreek George could leave on loan. Tyreek George, Alvin Ansomino could also leave. Who else could leave? And then we really have uh, our attacking options are now really narrow. After the departures of Nkunku and Jackson, you see that on the bench today we only have Jamie Gittens and Tyreek George as our attacking options. That's really weird. I don't think selling Nicholas Jackson was as wise if you were to be honest. And much as last season we didn't see anything like an injury to Pedro Neto, injury prone player. So if Paul Palmer has gotten an injury, we get only one more injury to a crucial player, say Pedro Neto, and everything changes. So Chelsea didn't sell so wisely this season. Of anything that would have happened, I didn't expect to see Nicholas Jackson leaving. Of course, he has been disappointing at times, but if Bayern Munich are coming for him, despite them having Hurricane, you might get worried. And I think he will make it in German if players like Nkunku, like Timo Werner could score more than 10 goals in the Bundesliga, why not Jackson? And he's not going to have that burden of being the solo poacher, and the old man is there. And he has a whole season to impress. So we wait and see and play for him. It's a straight loan, but there is a buy option. Maybe it happens for him too, and he leaves and joins Bayern permanently. Because it seems even if he returns, the management will find a way of forcing him out. They never call back a player that has gone to loan in such a situation. Um, yeah, for the incomings, Ganacho was is a year we go. Uh, the medical was completed today, so we are only waiting for his um yeah, we are only waiting for his confirmation. Maybe most likely during the game, before or after. Chances are it will be shown to the fans, and we shall see how it will be received at the Stamford Bridge. Good thing the game is at home, so wait and see how that one rolls out. And you have at this um yeah, that Nicholas Jackson deal really bothers me. I don't know what really the management was about. You now look at our bench. Attacking options are really limited today. We only have Jamie Gittens and Tyreek George today. That's really narrow. It doesn't make any sense, and that's only any injury to Cole Palmer alone. There are players in our attacking department that are injury prone. To last season, we were lucky. Pedro Neto didn't get any knock, but he is an injury prone player. So should he get injured again, everything will be changed. Jamie Gittens and Tyreek George, for instance, if the starting lineup can't do nothing against Fulham, what will they do to really upgrade or change the result? Most likely nothing. Good news is that Cole Palmer will return uh, just after the international break, but that's really a threat. And I think by that time, Garnacho, Bonanate, maybe Femini Lopez, and whoever we might sign will have sorted in. And I think the way we have approached this transfer market has been more of a gamble. A proven player were like offered to us, and the management and the board didn't go to sign them. We inquired about HTK. You see how brilliant he looks at Liverpool. We were not willing to spend. We inquired about Eze. Nothing happened. Xavi Simons, we really kept there for a very long time, and we chose Alejandro Garnacho instead. So we've gone more of for a gamble. Signing Liam Delap and Joao Pedro, not bad, but I think that wasn't enough. I don't think it was enough to make us sell Nicholas Jackson. And then we didn't do enough to keep Jadon Sancho. That's understandable. Depending on the output he put up at the bridge, it was not worth the wages he was asking for. And when we talk about um, when we talk about when we talk about departures, I think also the Petrovic sale was not really justifiable. Maybe given that the club might not be seeing, or they might want to use Mike Penders in the long run, maybe that works out. But other than that, I would not see a reason for selling Jody Petrovic and then you keep Robert Sanchez. Of course, he went and justified that in the Club World Cup. Maybe that could be the reason. And then in defense, we saw Renato Vega, who had proved that he was good, but maybe the ego. The management are always working with these players. So if they are the ones selling them, maybe you listen in. So bringing in Jarrell Ato is not getting the most minutes, but he's getting at least a few, and maybe if an opportunity arrives, he will play. An injury to Levi Colwill didn't do us any good, and we are really in trouble. The body again decided not to buy. Initially, Enzo Maresca was maintaining that we needed another center back, but I think for them they opted to keep the likes of Badiashile, um, the Wesley Fofanas, Trevor Taloba Tozin, and I think the management is assuming that they are enough. So far, they have looked not that shaky because you couldn't blame the goal for West Ham on, I think, in a defender. In the midfield, Dewsbury all leaving. I think that was not a shock. I think that was the major sell in the midfield. The Kane Chukwuemekers, the Cesare Casades were expected to depart. What else can we talk about? That is it, I think. Let's get into the game. It's just 1 minute away.